your
Now.
screen on?
No, you and I are just talking right now.
Oh.
All right,
Are we live?
we're recording now. Yep.
Oh.
Woo!
Hello, hello. Hello. It's been a while.
I know, right? Same. Sup, everybody? I'm back. Anglefee here. Single mom. Go.
Long time no see.
Yeah, he's talking now. So single mom's here with me. It has been requested by at least one person in my comments, so that's enough for me. Plus, I've listened to him a lot. The thing that single mom's voice is coming out of, this pair of headphones, is the Dan Clark Audio Ether CX, which mine's a little on the grimier side because I have, fingers and hands with, finger oil and whatnot. Let me see if I can fix that with this microfiber cloth because we'll talk. We'll talk. All right. So this is one of the many entries in the Ether line by the artist formerly known as Mr. Speakers. So Dan Clark became Mr. Speakers originally as a headphone modder, mostly modifying Fostex. Then he started making his own headphones as Mr. Speakers, and he became eventually, kind of recently, just Dan Clark Audio, formerly known as Mr. Speakers. One of his lines is the Ether line, which had the ethers and the ether flows, and then the ether C's and the ether C flows, and there's the ether 2s, and there's the 1.1 upgrade, and there's a lot of ethers out there. It's his most prolific line ever. These are his only with Mastrop, Dan Clark Audio X Mastrop Special Edition, which are the cheapest ethers he's ever made. Primarily because, they're through Mastrop, so they have, manufacturing in China and a couple corners cut here and there. But that said,
So that's like the entry-level headphone, basically.
for the Ether line, yes. This would be the most entry you could get into the Ether line. That said, these are still $900.
That's a bit.
Yeah, so these are entry as far as Dan Clark goes, but not as far as headphones go. So we're gonna kind of go in this kind of dichotomy of cheap Dan Clark, expensive normal person headphones. His other stuff, like say Ether C flows, are like 1,800, and I think they're 1,600 after a drop. So like twice as much as these, roughly. So yeah, this is definitely a deal if you want ethers, because these are sub $1,000 headphones. $900 as the usual price of entry on Mastrop. That said, I got these on a sale for $750. I don't have any magic knowledge about them coming down again, but they could, because I got them for that, so who knows, question mark. The differences between these and some normal ethers, which ethers come in close and open through the generations. These are closed. General consensus question mark is that the closed are a little better, but some people do stand by the opens. I have not had the pleasure of hearing all of them because I don't have the money to buy all of them, because that'd be about as much money as my car for my some headphone tests, which I'm not there yet.
Like 6 months, but
Yeah, a couple coffee breaks, I might get there. Something like that. For reference to all you out there, because I buy all my stuff myself. These are the most expensive headphones I have, and it took me a while before I was ready to buy these. So bear that in mind. This is like Anglefee Master Platinum Card Edition. Alright, Anyhow, beyond that, let's talk about how these are built. Also, I'm doing this now. I was waiting a while to do this review, but one person in my comments asked for these. I'm going to respond to him, and I'm going to respond to him with this video because someone wanted it, so I'm going to do it. Also, I have 17 subscribers now, which is way more than I ever thought I'd have. So thanks, guys. That's pretty cool. Woo woo. All right, so let's talk about how they look in their build. So the way these look is gorgeous. They're a little different than their more expensive counterparts, but not by much. The only real difference is this part doesn't have a little hinge, but who really cares? Because flexibility is not an issue with these guys. This is a closed back with a carbon fiber and lacquer cup. So they're kind of very pretty. And then the metal connection between them, the head band, is made of nitinol, which is a very strong but also extremely flexible metal. So you can do this stuff to it, which I'm, dangerously moving these around. I'm not concerned because they're actually very capable of being abused. This
perfect combination of like durability and flexibility.
Yeah, they're expensive headphones, don't get me wrong, but I'm not concerned about build quality. Nothing on these is cheap. Everything on these is expensive. The head strap, I'm not sure if it's real leather or fake leather, but I don't know, it's pretty thick. It feels like real leather, but smells like not. I don't know. But it's nothing fancy. It's a strap of some leather-like material that rests on your head. And that's it. And if you want to adjust it, you move the little sliders up and down, which are admittedly a little tough to move, but they do stay in place once you move them. So it works. Could it be a better system? Yes. That's one of my flaws with this, is that could be a better system, but it's very simple, so I can't hate it too much. These pads are ridiculous. They are the softest, most leathery, cushiony stock pad. Like, these are stock pads I'm wearing. Yes, I could buy other pads, but I don't feel any need to do that because they're so other than those giant Sony pads I have on my 560s, I don't have any pads that are anywhere near this level. With a square opening, the shape of a human ear, squared. Totally how my ears work because I'm a robot, right? And then they have these connectors, which I believe are called Lima connectors on the cable, which have a little lock, and you can pull them off or just slide them on and click them like that. One little piece of red over here versus nothing on the other side of heat shrink to tell you which is right and which is left. The only actual articulation is a bend this way. So you can kind of adjust that direction, but you don't really care that you don't have any official bend in the other direction because the nitinol is so flexible that they're gonna fit anybody. Like, if your head is that angled or that angled, you're gonna be fine without damaging these. The cable it's kind of like a dumb cable, the definitely unmagical cable. Maybe a little bit lower in quality because this is the off-brand, but it's still very nice. It's a nice braided cable with, you can feel, if you rub your fingers through it, you can feel the actual cables under there. Plastic splitter. I think it's about 6 feet long. And then the standard is a termination in an XLR cable, an XLR jack, with the coolest system I think I've ever seen. this is a little adapter that it comes with that you can plug into there. That'll go to 1/4 inch. Or you can unscrew that 1/4 inch, and underneath is a 3.5. So you can plug this into pretty much any amp ever, period. So that's, honestly, I don't know why more people don't do that. Sennheiser. But yeah, that'd be really cool if everyone like Sennheiser did that when they have headphones. They're definitely obviously balanced. So I have zero problems with build quality. The cable can start a little janky, but it softens up over time, so I'm not even going to consider that a downside. And these Nitinol connectors are super cool. Comfort, high. Build quality, high. Presentation is lacking, though. And you can all hear me talk about that and rant about that on my other video where I did an unboxing of this. Because while this is through Massdrop, and this is the cheapest Dan Clark, Mr. Speakers, ethers you can buy, they're still $900, and they come in a cardboard box. Just a cardboard box.
Was it at least in like a Winco shopping bag?
No, it wasn't even in a Winco shopping bag.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they don't give it. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I get that that's a way, that's part of the whole deal of how they save money. But like, even for Massdrop, that's a lot of money, and you should have some better presentation. You should have more gravitas in that. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine, I guess. Anyhow. I'm still, guys, I'm dealing with the tragedy and the trauma of that experience of unboxing these. Anyhow, they came with a bag, carrying bag. I don't have it out because I don't care about bags. But it comes with one, which is the thing. And then it comes with a little package with some pieces of foam in it. And a little card that basically tells you that this is not the way it comes. You can run this with no dampening, white felt dampening with 1 notch or 2 notches, or thick foam or smooth foam, like coarse, not coarse foam, or any combination thereof. So you can tailor these to whatever kind of sound you want within those limits. So you have many combinations. I run personally the coarse foam, which brings down the highs the most, and then the 2-notch white felt, which brings up the bass as much as possible. Because when it comes to sound, these are very neutral. These would be great monitoring headphones because there's a very flat, neutral sound to what these are. These are not audiophile grade, really, because they are so much more suited to phone. Shush. These are so much more suited to like an audio engineer's ears of everything needs to sound exactly like this, and I need to adjust this little thing that much, this little thing that much. That's what these are designed for, it feels like. They're not marketed like that, but they are designed like that. I lower the highs and bring up the bass a little bit because that brings it just a little tinted. It takes that flat curve and just kind of just a little cockeyed, just enough to make it a little more fun. Because they're great in everything because they're neutral, but I want just that little fun factor. The sound adjusts not dramatically, but enough to be noticeable with however you run that combination of paddings. So If you buy these, you will want to run all of those combinations for a while because it will change how you experience these. There is some soundstage. They are very closed. These close out all exterior sound, basically. But you get a little soundstage, like half an inch to an inch beyond the cups, which is not amazing, but good for closed. And the detail and imaging. The imaging is very, very good. High resolution. You can hear exactly where things are, left, right, up, down, forward, back. It's a very three-dimensional experience. And the detail is almost God level. You can hear things on these you don't hear on most other headphones. You will hear parts of your music you never knew were there. And now for the few problems I have with these. And these are my best headphones. Don't get me wrong, these are my best. These are Mount Olympus of what Anglefie has. But there's a few flaws. One, they're painfully neutral. If you don't have some tweaking to them, they're so analytical and sterile that it's not as enjoyable as some other headphones I could think of. Two, they're a little shrill without the bass boost and the high reduction, which is why I run this. Because there are a couple moments where you can kind of feel that cymbal. You're like, that's a little harsh in the highs. And three, which is the most damning and also the most redeeming, if you think of them as monitors, is that these will tell you when your music is shit. If you're listening to YouTube, right, which is obviously the bastion of all great recordings, you can tell if something is compressed and if it's badly recorded and if it's lower bit rates. This will tell you. This will tell you that exactly. You cannot listen to poorly recorded music on these without kind of wanting to die. So it's good in that sense of this will